Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks for taking time to spend a little time with me. Hey, welcome to the latest episode of Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, and you may have been able to tell by now, maybe not, but in case you're unaware, I am not live. This is a pre-recorded video. I'm actually recording this on Monday at about 5:11 p.m. Eastern time. The reason being, guys, I will be out of town by the time this video comes out. I'll be at the beach for a couple of days with my wife, mother-in-law, and all of the kiddos, my son and the nieces and nephews. Yeah, we're crazy. We're crazy taking them all to the beach, but that's where I will be. So this is a pre-recording. Just wanted to do a quick video to at least have something available for you guys at 8 p.m. Eastern time, as you would expect, even though I'm not live. Hopefully you guys are here chopping it up with each other, having conversation in the live chat. This will be a premiere, so I'll be able to watch watch your chat during the duration of this particular video, but this is not live. The phone number is up there just so you guys who may be new will understand that this is a call-in show on its normally scheduled program. Should be able to get back to phone calls next week. So again, I don't have a lot to get into today because we know tomorrow the pads come on. And I say tomorrow because, again, I'm recording this on Monday. So on Tuesday, by the time you see this, the pads will have come on. If there's something overly important for me to talk about live, I might do a quick recap on my phone just to talk to you guys for a moment. But just in case I can't do that, this is what we're going to have tonight. So all I really want to talk about, man, is some of the news that we're hearing early, man. I got some of my notes here. Some of the guys who are, we're hearing that they're camp standouts so much. Shout outs to guys like Alex Kozor, who's out there. We're hearing that Pat Fryermuth is standing out, having a big time role. He's had several targets in the 7-on-7 situations. And it's important to hear about that because we all expect that Arthur Smith will utilize tight ends in his scheme. We also have heard so far that there have been more tight end sets that may include 2 to 3 tight ends than there have been traditional sets that you're used to seeing from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And also there's been reports that there's more, not just that, but formations in general. There are more formations and lineups that are being presented with Arthur Smith's offense. I actually saw myself, and shout outs to whoever that is posting the videos on Twitter. I wish I could call their name right now. I just can't remember everyone's name who's been posting them, but shout outs to you all. You know who you are. If you see this, I saw a play with Justin Fields, and Justin Fields was running some zone read. Yes, indeed. I saw it. And you guys know this is what I've talked about. I was saying hopefully that is going to be in the fold, whether Justin Fields ends up being a starting quarterback at some point or whether or not he just has some packages. I wanted it to include zone read, some zone read option, and even some options, let's do some read option, right? But I definitely saw a play where he read it, pulled it, took it around the right side. And even though there were no pads on, it's just the ability to say that the Pittsburgh Steelers could put that out there. Just think about short yardage situations, a guy who is capable of housing it if he gets around the edge. So you have to respect that, as well as you have to respect the handoff, whether that be to Najee or Jaylen Warren or whoever. That is definitely a weapon that I want to put out against opposing defenses. It's, the same way that the Baltimore Ravens have done it for several years now with Lamar Jackson. So that's good to see. We're also hearing about DeMarvin Leal. And this is a guy that definitely needs to perk up. So I can't wait until the pads come on because I want a guy like Leal to take that next step. Because, again, last year it was more so Benton, right? Benton took that shine that we were hearing from Leal in his first year. And again, Cam Hayward getting older, Cam Hayward potentially not getting an extension with the Steelers. We'll see, but I don't want to speak that into existence, but the possibility of him not being extended, we're going to need a guy like Leal. It'd be good for a guy like that to make some noise. So there's a guy already on the roster, still relatively cheap, that can take that next step, take that leap. So hopefully he continues on. Steelers Depot here says Kyron Johnson. This is a kind of an unnamed guy, but they said he's a guy that's kind of a standout so far. Again, you can take some of this with a grain of salt with no pads being on, but it does give you a blueprint and an outline as to what you should look forward to when the pads come on. And then also, man, and I saw this one for myself, Dante Jackson. I've seen several clips of Dante Jackson. For you guys that don't know who that is, the cornerback that was along with the trade, that came along with the trade of Deontay Johnson, which is very interesting because I don't know, you guys have probably seen the clip by now of Deontay Johnson dropping a pass in camp, and I know Steeler Nation went crazy with that one. I saw people saying, hey, Steeler Nation, good decision. Or, hey, Steeler Nation, this is what we let go to the Panthers. But y'all always get on Deontay Johnson for drops, even though he didn't have as many drops as you guys would think if you compare him to other receivers, top-tier receivers in the league. Deontay Johnson is still a nasty route runner. He was still our guy who would beat the one-on-one, footwork, route running, separation. He was the guy. Hopefully we won't miss him too much, but I'm not going to let you guys play Deontay Johnson like he's chunk. But interesting fact, Dante Jackson, again, came along with that trade, and they say that he's showing out. They say that he's showing out so far in these first few practices in training camp. And he should. He's a veteran. So we shall see. We shall see. He's probably heard the noise of who's going to be the opposite cornerback, with Joy Porter getting so much attention, saying that he's going to be the next coming of a shutdown corner. And he's probably heard Steeler Nation saying maybe it would be Corey Trice or whoever else, Darius Rush, But, hey, it's good to see that a guy we traded for, a veteran in the game, is making moves. I saw the clip where he had a nice coverage against George Pickens. It was a jump ball. He went and got it, as far as batted it down. Great defense. So there you go. We shall see. But of course, man, last but not least, they're talking about the combination of Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson. I cannot wait to see the pads come on because this guy is flashing. All of the clips that we're seeing, all of the reports, his speed is showing up. Again, guys, if you don't know who he is, go look at his tape. Go look at his tape, even just from last season. This is a guy that flies all around the field. I expect him to make a lot of plays this season, whether it be in game or in special teams. So I can't wait to see this kid put the pads on. And yeah, man, we may have a solid combination here. Again, shout outs to Cole Holcomb. I like Cole Holcomb. I like Landon Roberts as well. But if you can get a young gun in there that's hungry, that is just, runs with his hand, like his pants are on fire and wants to hit, has the speed to go sideline to sideline. I like that rotation. I like having a 3 to 4 man, depth at inside backer. So I'm very interested to see what he brings to the table. And outside of that, man, listen, I do want to see as well if Justin Fields can continue to have decent days. You're hearing that he's having some good days. He's having some inconsistency, some of the things that's been plaguing him in his career. We'll see if that can progress in this offense. And like I said, man, when the pads come on is when it means the most. And not too long after that, man, we're going to have the preseason game coming up. So I'm overly excited by this week. I hope you guys are as well. Let me see. Is there anything else to cover, man? I think that's about it as far as what I had in my notes. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. Let me see. I felt like it was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh, Calvin Austin. We're hearing about Calvin Austin getting a lot of looks, in the slot, and also some opportunities on the outside. Opposite George Pickens, almost, where he's almost looking like the number 2 receiver. Both him and Van Jefferson, I'm hearing, are getting reps there. And, George Pickens was quoted as saying he's proud of Calvin Austin and, the way that he's leading the receiver group along with him. Hey, listen, I know Calvin Austin is not the traditional number 2 type guy that we envision in the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, or just the Pittsburgh Steelers in general, because Pittsburgh Steelers has a new offense this season. But at the same time, we cannot forget, if you go back and look at Calvin Austin's tape in college, he was an outside guy primarily. He even played X. So it's not like he can't do it. It's not like he's not capable. I mean, physical stature, no, he's not the biggest guy. So maybe you don't always want him on the outside like that when it's a run game situation, because we're going to need our receivers to block. But I'm just saying, again, if this is the type of offense, man, where it's 12 personnel, where you got 2 guys on the outside, maybe 2 tight ends, and it's not an 11 personnel look, it might not be a bad idea to have that contrast, man, of speedy guy over here, big, also fast guy over here, and George Pickens, and your 2 tight ends. I'm just saying, I'm not going to discount anybody because we don't have a bona fide number 2. So I'm going to allow everything and all of the chips to fall where they may. Cannot forget Roman Wilson. And hey, if Van Jefferson can do something. So I'm going to be optimistic, but very excited, man, about what we are about to witness here when these pads come on Tuesday. So like I said, man, if there's anything that's pressing that I have to talk about, I might just do a quick stream from my phone, because I'm not going to take my gear and all of that with me, for those couple days. But hopefully right now, as you guys are watching this and I'm watching your comments, you're telling me about what you heard from today, which is Tuesday now that you're seeing it, what you heard from the padded practice. So I can't wait for that. Outside of that, I think that's all I got, man. Yeah, Russell Wilson, I know he has a calf injury, So listen, Justin Fields has made some throws, man, from what we're seeing with the clips. And like I said, I hear he's having good moments and not so good moments, some things that need to be refined. But this thing is going to play out the way it needs to play out. And we shall see. We shall see. So that's about all I got, man. Let me see if there's anything else. There is a report that says Roman Wilson has also entered himself into a wide receiver 2 conversation. So like I said, a lot to be happy about, a lot to be excited about in terms of training camp. And hopefully when you guys watch this video and I'm watching the live feed, I'm hearing some positive things from the padded practice. I wish I was able to do it live, but going to the beach. What are you gonna do? Gotta enjoy yourself, right? But all right, man, that's gonna do it. Of course, if you haven't already, you know what I need you to do. You're gonna hit that like button. You're going to subscribe to the channel, and you're going to turn on the notifications. Outside of that, normal routine, as if I was live with you guys, I'm going to tell you to be safe, stay healthy, God bless, good night. Thank you for tuning in, and like always, catch you in the next one. Peace. And look who's coming in here, who wants to... You ain't even in the camera.
Yes, I am.
There you go. Look right there. Say peace.
Peace.